about the people that they don't care. They act like that they do care, that they support you, that they're here for you. They want to mentor you, give you advice, but they really don't. Now, I'm not speaking for everyone in my life, and definitely in my career. I've got a lot of wonderful people that I really look up to, that I'm really inspired by, that do care. But I think for me, when we talk about, support and people that are caring and all of that, I personally think, what do I need that? Do I really need that? Am I so hung up about this? Am I so hung up about... So what if people don't care? If they don't care about me? If they don't support me? If they don't, hold me accountable? I'll hold myself accountable. I'll care about myself. I'll support myself. So once you can get over that hurdle in your mind and you don't need all that stuff...
It's almost like you're fearless that way.
Yeah, you have to become fearless. And I don't want this to turn into, super feminism and all of that, but like for a
girls
female,
kick ass
for sure. Like we need to. I think women do. We need to we need to be we need to make a conscious effort to be fearless out there in the corporate world, in the being entrepreneurs. I juggle both of those things, and the only way to do that is to be fearless and being okay with not being cared about, not being supported. In the business world, I'm not talking about your marriage, your relationships, and all of that. That's different. But just not giving a fuck, really.
Look, it's also applies to men as well.
Should we change the podcast?
being fearless, in business and even in personal situations, I think is massive. Like, for example, my father is my greatest mentor. He's my hero, right, in life. And he's taught me so many things in life that I've applied to business. My father wasn't really a businessman, but a lot of the principles he taught me in life can be carried over to business. And I've done that, and I feel like I've done quite well for my age. And, my father always said, if you're going to do something, go into something like you're going to be prepared to die. Be prepared to die, my dad would always tell me that if I was in a street fight, because that's what my father's sort of background is, and he'd always say to me, if you're going to go and get into a scrap, you go in and you prepare yourself to die in that moment. Now, the reason why he said that is because if you're prepared to die in that moment, then you're also prepared to kill. If you're prepared to kill your opponent, then you will have this sense of fearlessness inside of you, that every time you go into a deal or every time that you go into a confrontation, that if you're prepared to die, you're actually prepared for the worst. Yeah. Right? So like Jade said, being fearless and having that confidence of going in, that just basically could be your last deal that you're walking into, or that could be your last fight that you're going to get into. So, having that fearless mechanism in you is crucial, because so many people are so scared of the small things. Like, so many people are scared of what their mother's going to think of, or so many people are scared of what their friends from high school are going to think of on Facebook, right? Like, who cares about all of that? Go out and do the things that you've always wanted to do, because at the end of the day, we are all going to die. And Gary Vee says that as well, actually. He says,
he does.
We're going to die at the end of the day. So if you're going to die, you might as well just give it a crack now. You know what I mean? And that's the way I think of myself in business. And, I don't get into any street fights anymore, but that's the way I used to think, right? And I used to get pumped, in fights, but it built me to the way I am now. And the same in business. I've been pumped that many times, right? I've failed that many times in business because I was fearless. I went in and I just gave it a crack. I took the risk. And you know what? There are so many times that I can think back and go, fuck, if I didn't do that business, that particular business, I might be $500,000 up, or my net position will be $1 million more than it is now, right? You can think of all of those things, but the lessons that I've taken away from doing all of that is priceless, right? And while all of those people that has sat on the sidelines being a spectator in the sport while I've been a player, right? I've been on the football field, I've been playing the sport of business. Well, all those other people that have been spectators that, you know, just held jobs and they were going to start a business, or they were going to, you know, take that risk. And till this day, you make the comparisons. Okay, sure, I've lost a bit of money, you know, and I've got some scars and I've got some wounds, but the learning that I've gotten out of it is priceless.
That's right. Yeah.
Right, and that's the only thing. Like there's people that say, like Gary Vee says it, you never lose. You either win or you take a lesson away from it.
Yeah.
So you never actually fail. I think especially so early on, like I think a lot of our listeners are quite young, you know, it's the millennial generation. And, you know, because all the Gen Xers and the baby boomers think they know everything, so they don't listen to podcasts, right? So the millennial generation, they've got time.
Yep.
You know, even if you've got a family and everything like that, you've still got time. You've got all of this time ahead of you. Like if you're, say, 25, 30 years old, whatever it is, you've still got more than half a life to go, right? So take those risks now.
That's right, yeah.
You know, go for it now. And, you know, if the supporters don't stick by you, fuck them. Leave them behind. I've left my ones behind.
Yeah, that's right.
The people that I used to think that support me, you know, they're still friends with me on Facebook. They can see what I'm doing. Do you think they ever like anything? Do you think they comment on anything? No, they don't. But I know they're seeing it.
100. You're very, very spot on there. Very spot on, Zah, I must admit. And there's something else as well that it leads us on to here is, you know, this is the fourth point as well, guys. They work to make you successful by understanding you. I feel this is very important as well because, I mean, it's almost like a two-way street. You know, like you can give all this valuable information and whatnot, but they've got to receive it. You know what I mean? Then they've got to go, oh, I love this, and tell you you're doing a good job and understand where you're coming from and get to know you, as well as understand you. So for me, I'm an employee of you, right? And I understand you. So your success is so important to my success.
Well, you grow as well,
Mark. Of course, yeah.
You grow as well. So you're one of the smart ones where you go, oh, hang on, this bloke over here, he's a success. He's done well. I want to latch on to him because I want to learn what he's done, right? And if I can provide value for him, he might provide value for me to help me grow, right? The thing is, we spoke about this earlier today. Numbers don't lie. Look at the scoreboard, right? So I've got runs on the board. I've done quite well. So you can see that, right? Because, you know, you're involved in my business and you see the numbers and you see what the transactions that happen. So you look at that and go, fuck, I want some of that, right? So obviously by bringing value to me, I'm going to, you know, give value back to you and really, really help you grow. But the problem is there's other people out there that look at it and they get jealous, right? They hate. They'd rather sit back and point the finger and go, oh, he's just doing well because, you know, he's got rich parents, or my parents aren't rich, but, you know, they just make up excuses for themselves because they're not there yet, right? Where on the other hand, I look up to people who are much more successful than me, and I latch on to them as well because I want to take from them. You know what I mean? And I try and bring value to them. So I support them. I support their businesses. You know, I'm nice to them, and I show that support and positivity towards them. I take that motivation away. Where there are a lot of people, and unfortunately, the majority of the Australian population have this tall poppy syndrome, where, you know, they'd rather hate than support. Where I would love to support everyone.
Of course.
Anyone that's giving it a crack, I will support. I'll even support my haters. You know, not in hating me, but I'll support them if they're giving it a crack at something.
Course, definitely. Yeah.
I have this massive respect for people who really, really give it a go at anything that they do. It could be their job. It could be their relationship. It could be anything. Anyone that puts 110% effort into something that they're passionate about, you've got my 100% support. Even if I don't like you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even if you don't like me, I will still support you because I know what it's like. I know what it's like to be passionate about something. I know what it's like, you know, to have to work really, really hard at something. So I can appreciate that. I respect that.
Jade, how do you find that in the in the corporate world as well, in regards to, you know, successful people wanting to make you successful? You know, your
corporate sucks.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just think corporate sucks.
How do they show you support in trying to achieve your goals, or is it, like you said before, it's a dog eat dog world? You know,
I think it depends on where they're positioned in the corporate ladder, what they've achieved in their life and in their corporate career, and what they're embarking on doing. And I think it just all depends who they are. It really, and the type of person that they really are. And I think I'm a very I pick up on things very, very quickly, and you know, I can kind of feel out who's going to be supporting me and who's not going to.
Sorry to butt in, but would you feel more support from your superiors or from inferiors? So basically, your people working underneath you, would they support you more, or would they kind of drag a little bit and you have to kind of pick up the slack?
They would. Absolutely.
They support.
Again, it depends. It's a corporate's complex. Like, as our listeners would know out there, that, you know, there are a lot of variables in corporate, and depends where on the food chain that you sit, what those people above you have accomplished. If they haven't accomplished anything yet, or they haven't, you know, if they can see that you're hustling and you're really going out of your way to be a high achiever, and, you know, you're doing your personal development and you're going and doing all the extracurricular stuff, and they haven't done it, then maybe they won't support you.
But we have a message, sorry to butt in, we have a message for those people, right? Because I get that all the time in business, because I'm young. I'm only 33. There's 40-year-olds out there who have always looked at me and said, you're nothing, right? Because I'm too young. What these people don't understand is that I am still young, so I'm still giving it a crack, just like Jade said. We are still achieving things. We've got that time. So let's say someone's 43, I'm 33. I've got 10 years worth of time.
We haven't even started yet.
I've got 10 years worth of time to do things year on year, educate myself more, network more, achieve more, make more money. You know, like we say, numbers don't lie. Look at the scoreboard. What's going to happen in 10 years' time? If I'm here at 33, what's going to happen at 43?
That's right, yeah.
So for all those people who kind of like are trying to tear us down now, because it's happening. It's happening with Jade, it happens with me, in business, wherever, right? It's happening every day. People are trying to tear us down because they're saying, no, you're not capable of this, whatever it is you're trying to achieve. They're pointing the finger and they're laughing. They're trying to tear us down, right? They're trying to disrespect us. The problem is, most of these people are older than us. The problem is, we've got all of this time. We've got all this time. When we're 43 and we've achieved everything, they're going to be 53. They're going to be on the way out.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Sorry to butt in, Jade.
No, it's fine. Everything that Zah just said is exactly what I was about to say.
Next, Mark.
Well, look, it's almost gonna wrap us up now, anyway.
No, we want more. The listeners want more.
I think going back to being understood, though, if I can just add to this whole topic tonight has been really good, and I'm so sorry to flip it on its head, Mark.
No, it's fine.
I think I can speak for all of us, and just when I say identifying your strongest supporters, I've got to a stage in my career where I don't need to identify. To a certain extent in corporate, yes, you do, because you need to align yourself with the right people, and I feel like I've done that. I hold great relationships with my colleagues, and I really value them. I really value their opinions and their support to me, but I don't need the support that you don't need the support that you think you do. You don't need the care and the compassion and all of that you think you do. You just need to harden up and go out there and just be a little bit more fearless, and you'll kick so many more goals than you do now.
However, I'm gonna go on the other flip side of the coin. When you do get that support, you tend to get very, very strong support.
Yep.
Like the relationships that I hold with people who hold the same value set as me, whether they're
strong
staff or friends or other business owners, whatever it is, the people that really are supporters of me, I'm so passionate about my relationship with them.
Yeah.
It's almost like I can't keep my hands off them if I'm in the same room with them. You know what I mean? The love is so strong. It almost becomes personal. It's very, very hard to separate sometimes because we don't have that many supporters, but when we do have support, it's like family. And that's what entrepreneurship is, like, because we lose so much in terms of friendships. I've even lost, people in my family. Like,